In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on November 5th, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Penn State versus Indiana. The Indiana Hoosiers play host to the Penn State Nittany Lions on Saturday afternoon in a crucial Big Ten showdown from Memorial Stadium. The Nittany Lions are off to a quick 6-2 mark on the season, having made quick work of opponents not named Michigan or Ohio State this season. For Indiana, the wins have been far more difficult for them to find, though being at home could give them the help they're looking for in this one. Penn State dominated in last season's matchup while winning 8 of the last 10 overall as they look to keep the wins coming. Penn State is 7-22 against the spread in their last 29 games following a loss, and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 road games against a team with a losing home record, while the over is 5-1 in their last 6 conference games. Indiana is 5-16 against the spread in their last 21 games overall, and 4-10 against the spread in their last 14 conference games, while the over is 5-2 in their last 7 games against a team with a winning record. Penn State had a very good chance to beat Ohio State last week, but fell apart in the 4th quarter. Indiana has lost 5 games in a row and is allowing over 30 points per game. Even despite the loss last weekend, Penn State showed their quality in staying competitive with Ohio State into the 4th quarter. The ability to travel to a far from daunting opponent against one of the Big Ten's worst teams will lead to an easy win for the Nittany Lions in this one. Indiana can't run the ball or stop the run themselves, which will lead to the Nittany Lions easily controlling this one. Penn State has a balance on both sides, and their experience is certain to shine through in this one. The Nittany Lions had a solid showing in the loss against Ohio State last week, in Indiana, despite coming off of a bye, doesn't inspire a ton of confidence given how the defense has been torn apart over the last month and a half. Additionally, according to Covers.com, Indiana is 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 games in November and 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games following an against the spread loss. I believe that Penn State rolls in here and wins is won by at least 2 scores, so the Penn State Nittany Lions to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Indiana has endured some offensive woes in recent outings, but this is still a solid unit that has proved it can put up points in bunches. The Hoosiers have been limited to less than 23 points just 3 times in this campaign and sport the nation's 44th ranked passing attack at 265.3 yards per game. Helping their case even more, Penn State has been extremely generous to opposing quarterbacks this year at nearly 247 yards allowed per contest through the air. The Nittany Lions have shown that they can score on just about anybody, and they shouldn't have much trouble in this one either. The Hoosiers have surrendered at least 30 points in 5 of their last 6 games and haven't shown much interest in stopping opposing offenses. The over has been the result in 11 of Indiana's last 19 games. In Penn State's last 6 Big Ten matchups, the over boasts a 5-1 record. This will be a game that should contain plenty of scoring. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Oklahoma State versus Kansas. The 18th-ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys are going to be on the road as they head to David Booth, Kansas Memorial Stadium on Saturday afternoon to take on the Kansas Wildcats in a Big 12 conference matchup. The Cowboys are coming off of a massive 48-0 road loss against the Kansas State Wildcats last week. The Wildcats are riding a 3-game losing streak after a 35-23 road loss against the Baylor Bears 2 weeks ago. The Cowboys are 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 after an against the spread loss, and 3-0-1 against the spread in their last 4 in November. Oklahoma State is 16-5-1 against the spread in their last 22 road games. Meanwhile, the Jayhawks are 4-0-1 against the spread in their last 5 at home and 6-0-1 against the spread in their last 7 on turf. Kansas is 6-1 against the spread in their last 8 conference games. I don't like to overreact to a single game, but Oklahoma State's 48-0 loss to Kansas State will be difficult to shake in 1 week as they return to the Jayhawk State to face another offense that is more potent than their own. On the Kansas side, it appears that Jalon Daniels will be able to play in this game, which could be a big emotional boost after a bye week. The Jayhawks were undefeated prior to Daniels' injury, and they have an extra week to prepare for the Cowboys. I believe the extra rest and home field advantage will benefit the Jayhawks, as their defense had been worn down against tough Big 12 competition in their previous 3 games. So the Kansas Jayhawks to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Oklahoma State and Kansas are both allowing 5.9 yards per play, which has them in a 12-team tie for 96th in the country on the defensive side of the ball. These teams shine much better on offense. Kansas is tied for 9th in the country, averaging 6.7 yards per offensive play, and has 2 dynamic dual-threat quarterbacks capable of lighting up the scoreboard, regardless of who plays. Oklahoma State's offensive numbers took a hit due to last week's performance against Kansas State, but they had scored at least 34 points in every game of the season before that and will bounce back strong against the Jayhawks defense. The total opened up at 68, but has now been bet down to 63.5, which is too low. I expect to see a lot of big offensive plays on both sides. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Michigan State versus Illinois. The Michigan State Spartans travel to Champaign, Illinois for a Big Ten battle with the Fighting Illini of Illinois. The Spartans are in the midst of a difficult season and find themselves at just 3-5 and clinging to bowl eligibility entering this game. For Illinois, the opposite is true. The Fighting Illini are the doormats of the Big Ten no more this season with 6 straight wins and a 7-1 record heading into this matchup. Michigan State is 4-10 against the spread in their last 14 in November and 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 conference games. The Spartans are 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 road games. Meanwhile, the Illini are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 in November and 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 overall. Illinois is 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 conference games. The Spartans are in shambles after the incident against their rival Michigan. Not only is Michigan State playing poor football with their offense ranking 110th in total offense, but they are also now without 8 players on the defensive side of the ball, including their best defensive player, Windman, who is suspended due to the fight. Windman has the most tackles for a loss in the Big Ten. With those losses on the defensive side, Illinois and their running attack will be excited. Running back Brown has rushed for over 100 yards in each game this season. This should be an easy game for the Fighting Illini as they play a Michigan State team that is in total shambles following last week's crushing loss to Michigan. So the Illinois Fighting Illini to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Michigan State offense is averaging 25 points per game with 239.4 passing yards per game and 97.5 rushing yards per game. The Illinois offense is averaging 26 points per game with 212.1 passing yards per game and 197.6 rushing yards per game. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.